Welcome to the King and Pharaoh sports show. The King to the top of me, at least on my screen anyway. He is the King. I am the Pharaoh. And today it is our way, way too early top 10.
Way too early.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they had the top 10 out before the Rose Bowl even kicked off. But nonetheless, you want to start off with number
Okay,
10?
we can start off. At 10, I have Washington, 11 and 2, uh, with a win in the Alamo Bowl. Yeah.
I didn't go that deep, but Jesus.
They
Num-
finished the season
number
11 and 2 with a win in the Alamo Bowl. So, yeah, that leaves them at number 10.
I got Clemson at number 10. I really like Cade Klubnik. I I really don't believe that Clemson's going to be that down for a third straight year. I think they're at now.
Yeah, I agree. Number 9, I have TCU, obviously 13 and 2 last year with a loss in the national championship to the University of Georgia. I think they're going to take a step down. Uh, so I'll start them in the top 10 at number 9.
I don't even have them in my top 10. I think they fall flat out of the face of the earth. But number 9 is where I have Washington. Uh, Michael Penix. I think he is a phenomenal quarterback, and we may very well see the Huskies at the right at the better end of the Pac-12 title race.
Number 8, I have USC. Finished season 11 and 3 with a loss to Tulane. Obviously, they're going to continue to improve. I think Caleb Williams is a good quarterback, but he needs to, I think, step down the cockiness a little bit.
Spend less time at the nail salon, but that's neither here nor there. But number 8, I have Oregon. I think I think they're probably the best all around team in the Pac-12. Dan Lanning has done a tremendous job in his first year as a head coach. Bo Nix really came on strong late in the year. I got the Ducks at 8.
Number 7, this one's going to be a bit of a shocker for a lot of people. I have LSU 10 and 4 last season. I think they're going to take a step forward, obviously, with Jaden Daniels coming back. I think they have a pretty good program that they're building down there with Brian Kelly. Obviously, you can say what you want about him, but they're going to improve next season.
I'll get into Brian Kelly when I get to my LSU slot. But number 7, I have Florida State University really coming on strong. Really excited to see that opening match in Orlando. And I think Florida State is primed to be the kings of the ACC once again.
At number 6, I have Florida State. Obviously, I agree with everything you said. Uh, I think they're going to improve even more. I think they're going to win the ACC this year.
At number 6 is that's where I have the Trojans. Caleb Williams, I think he has the potential to be a superstar, at least in the college game. I I'm not confident that it will translate as well as people believe to the NFL. But as far as college goes, I think he's a tremendous quarterback. I have serious questions on the defense, though, on whether they can maintain or not.
Okay, at number 5, I have Penn State, 11 and 2 last year. Obviously, they're going to lose some people, especially at quarterback with Sean Clifford. But I think James Franklin has what it takes to rebuild that team up and improve even more next year.
Now, I have Penn State as one of my honorable mentions. They have the quarterback that's replacing Clifford. I think he is going to be an NFL star. He's got a monster arm, and I really like where Penn State's going, but they're in the wrong conference with Ohio State and Michigan, or at least in this case, Michigan. Number five, I have the Tide. I have I think we're going to see a slightly different offense than what we've seen with Bryce Young, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa. I think it's going to start going back towards the Jalen Hurts offense. A lot of QB power, QBs running around with Jalen Milrow, and it's going to help them a little bit. It's going to help the defense out, but I don't think you're going to get the production on offense that we're used to seeing from Bama over the last number of years.
I agree with that. Okay, at number four, I have Ohio State. Obviously, 11-2 last year with a loss in the Peach Bowl to Georgia in the semifinal. Caleb Caleb Stroud or CJ Stroud, my bad. Absolutely great quarterback, but obviously he's off to the NFL. They're gonna have, but I think they have a good backup. I don't know what his name is. I forgot, but I think they're
Kyle McCord.
Kyle McCord.
Yeah, McCord.
I think they're poised to have another great year, but I'll
Now
get
this
to what I was gonna say next in the when I get down to my number two pick, actually. So yeah, for Ohio State.
so this one's actually this next thing is gonna really make Buckeye Nation angry. They are nowhere to be found in my top 10. I think they take a serious downgrade at quarterback. The running game just hasn't been there, and I don't have a whole lot of trust in that defense. So Ohio State's nowhere to be found in my top 10. But as my, for my number four, LSU. You thought yours was shocking? I really like Brian Kelly. I really like Jaden Daniels. I like where this team's going. And Brian, as you mentioned earlier, love him or hate him, he's a good coach. And it's just as simple as he's socially awkward. He's he tries to be funny when he's not, and it's okay. He can coach. That's all that matters. He can coach and recruit.
Okay, my number three, I have Alabama. Obviously, going off of what Dylan said earlier, they have a great team. I think they are going to go back to the power moves with the quarterback like they had in Jalen Hurts offense. Jalen Milrow is absolutely a beast. He's that guy. I think he's going to be quite the player for Alabama starting. Um, but we'll see where Alabama goes next year. Obviously, Tide Nation is strong and they are opinionated. So
I think Alabama. I think Milrow is Derrick Henry with a slightly better arm, and I say slightly. My number three, I have the I have good old Rocky Top Tennessee at number three. Joe Milton has a much his potential is so much greater than Hendon Hooker's. His arm is absolute and is an absolute cannon, and we've seen him really grow up since his days at Michigan. He's really come into his own. He now understands what he needs to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Joe Milton in New York for the Heisman next year.
it's a bold prediction. I like it. For my number two, I have Michigan. Obviously, they finished 13-1, lost to TCU in the semifinal. Obviously, people can say what they want about Harbaugh and his flirting with the NFL every offseason for the past couple of years. Like Brian Kelly, people can say what they want, but he's still a fantastic coach. And they have the two wins over Michigan in the past, over Ohio State in the past couple of years to prove it. And Ohio State fans, sorry to tell you, but Michigan's going to win again.
Got a long way till late November, but the yeah, number two, I have Michigan as well. I think our one and two are the exact same. But JJ McCarthy back, Blake Corum. That was a actually pretty big surprise on him coming back.
Yeah, that one shocked me.
Donovan Mitchell coming back, or Donovan Edwards, excuse me. He's coming back, and this team is going to come out angry. And I would really not want to be on that Michigan schedule, especially early on in the season.
Of course, at my number one, I have the University of Georgia Bulldogs coming off a 15-0 undefeated perfect season and their second national championship in a row. Stetson Bennett, as your opinion, I mean, you have your opinion on Stetson, Dylan, but he's a Georgia legend.
He is the LOAT, the
But,
luckiest of all time.
but yeah, I think this Georgia team has a great shot at making it three-peat. Um, Obviously, we had some rough news today, AD Mitchell transferring out, but I think we have the guys to replace him. We picked up some great guys in the transfer portal. Obviously, we have new recruits coming in for the class of 2023, but this team is poised and they're ready to make a statement and they want a three in a row.
Obviously, I have number one at I have Georgia at number one. I think I think the 2023 team is head and shoulders better than what this 2022 team was, and maybe the 2021 team. I think the 21 team was better than the 22 team, but nonetheless,
I
I
think people thought our offense was good this year. I think it's going to take even bigger strides this next year.
oh yeah, it is. And given the schedule, the only game I'm concerned about, only because of scheduling, is South Carolina week 3. If Beck can get his feet under him, or Gunner, whoever's a starter, either one, if they can get their feet under him, get comfortable, and really take a grasp of the system, then it's going to be smooth sailing for 12, maybe 13 games for the University of Georgia.
Uh, I have a little bit different concern on the schedule. I South Carolina obviously is a problem sometimes. I remember the 2019 game, uh, but I think Tennessee is going to be our hardest. Um, they just keep improving, and obviously it's a rivalry game, but we'll see what happens.
The if Tennessee's defense is similar to what it was this past year, it's going to be the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. $1 billion hype, but only worth about $1.
Also, to note that game is in Knoxville at Neyland Stadium.
And we beat them by 13 and let off the gas.
True.
But one thing I did want to get into with AD Mitchell, where in the world is the NCAA at? If that's not tampering, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I agree. I was about to say.
It was announced that he was going to Texas before he even announced he was going to the portal. Like there is there's something wrong with that. And I wish I could say that the federal government needs to do something, but we all know that they're not going to. So I guess it's the Wild West, and there's no such thing as a solid foundation of a program anymore because of all this. And the longer this goes on, the more it's going to hurt college football.
I agree. And obviously, I still respect AD Mitchell. But he got his two rings, and now he's dipping to Texas, where he will not have as much success.
Arch Manning,
He's not
Quinn
even
Ewers.
starting next year. But
I,
I have
I'm
thoughts on
really,
Arch Manning. But
I'm really interested in Quinn Ewers though. He's going to be if he doesn't get hurt in that game against Bama, I think the season goes a whole different direction. But
neither here or there. Here or there.
but I still think Texas has their own coach. There's a reason why he's nicknamed 7 Win Stark. And, well, Texas is going to continue to find out the hard way.
Shall we get in some honorable mentions?
Yeah. Uh, you wanna roll off first?
Sure. So this one is just outside the top 10. At number 11, it was Tennessee, 11-2 last year. Obviously, like you said, they just keep improving. I am really impressed with Joe Milton, and he keeps improving. And if that defense is a little bit better, it can get better. I think that team can be dangerous.
I mean, it can't get any worse.
No. Um, I give at 15, I had Oregon, obviously 10-3 last year. They're going to keep improving. Clemson, I put at 13, and then Tulane, I put at 17. I really heavily debated on putting Tulane in my top 10.
You just want to be different.
Uh, they impressed me, but we'll see what happens next year. The strides that they took to improve from what they were 2 years ago to last year was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. But you also have to remember it's Tulane. They don't reload, they rebuild.
Very true.
But so my honorable mention, as I mentioned earlier, Penn State just on the outside looking in. Uh, the uh, Noah Aller, I think he's going to be really, really good. He is. He's got a massive arm. Hopefully, James Franklin channels his 20. What was it? 17 when they won the Big Ten title. When they
Yeah,
had Trace McSorley.
I think so.
If they can channel that in them, that kind of coaching, then I think Penn State can finish second in the East behind Michigan.
Behind
But I think we're going to see it for the first time in a pretty good long while. Penn State's going to come into most games with a decisive quarterback advantage. And you could see him be 11-1, 10-2 at worst.
yeah. Let's see why not. Noah Aller is a star. I think he's going to be great.
So my next honorable mention, um, I have. I'm gonna put Ohio State in there. I do have a lot of concerns, especially on that offensive line, but with the way that really the whole team played, they were able to run the ball a little bit, and maybe ends up being just a better fit for that Ryan Day offense. But Ryan Day, he's a great coach, he's a great recruiter, and I do see him taking a step back, but not a super big step back. And the last honorable mention, Oregon State. Watch out. This squad is going to be good. I got I I think they very well could pull off another upset Civil War and maybe punch their ticket to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I had them at 16, so they weren't too far out.
But so that's all my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
I
that's
know you
mine too. So
I know you went to all the way from 1 to 133, so
I could do that.
I wouldn't doubt you would, as long as Florida's at 133.
True.
But that's all the time we got. And I am Dylan. Right up here is Jake, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.